Chandrayaan-3 launched onboard Indian Space Research Organization's ISRO's LVM-3 vehicle was propelled by a billion dreams on a journey to thrust India's name into the elite league of spacefaring nations, having accomplished a soft landing on the moon, the first to do so near the lunar South Pole. How did a developing nation's space program with humble beginnings in the quaint seashores of Tumba achieve such an impressive feat commended world over? The moon, Earth's nearest neighbor and only natural satellite, has been kindling the curiosity and imagination of the human race across cultures. The moon has long been a source of inspiration, inviting humanity to explore worlds beyond. One of the monumental achievements in this quest was the Apollo moon landings in the late 1960s and early 70s, which to date are the only endeavors to take humans beyond the low Earth orbit to the moon, the as yet farthest reach of any human mission. Apollo 11 mission achieved the first moon landing in 1969, followed by 5 successful follow-on landing missions, where a total of 12 people have walked on the moon. The Indian space program, under the visionary leadership of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, took shape around this time with a view to develop technology that benefits the society.
It is not accidental that on the soil of India, the great space powers, the United States, the USSR and France, are collaborating with us at the equatorial range near Tumba.
Over the years, the program has made giant strides with an impressive fleet of reliable launch vehicles and a diverse set of satellites catering to various applications. Space technology being a much guarded domain, technology had to be developed in-house with the available resources. What is even more remarkable is that these feats were achieved with a frugal budget, highlighting the efficiency, resourcefulness and innovative thinking put in by ISRO and showcasing our Atmanirbharta to the world. With time, our historic relationship with the moon has only grown stronger. India's Chandrayaan missions have not only advanced our understanding of the lunar surface, but have also positioned India as a key player in the global space research arena. Chandrayaan-1, launched on board ISRO's workhorse PSLV in October 2008, made India's presence felt beyond Earth's orbit. The Moon Impact Probe landed on the moon surface bearing the Indian flag, a moment of pride and inspiration for the nation. The mission confirmed the presence of hydroxyl molecules on the lunar surface, a groundbreaking discovery. Additionally, Chandrayaan-1's data provided valuable insights into the moon's mineral composition, topography and exosphere. Chandrayaan-2, launched on board the LVM-3 in July 2019, successfully positioned the orbiter in lunar orbit, which could effectively map the entire lunar surface. Even though soft landing could not be achieved, it was a valuable learning opportunity which enabled us to develop the systems for Chandrayaan-3 in a very short time. ISRO soon came back with Chandrayaan-3, a fortified design with increased margins and rigorous testing at multiple levels to handle all worst-case scenarios. 14th July 2023, the mighty LVM-3 vehicle stood ready at the launch pad in Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota, carrying Chandrayaan-3 safe inside its fairing. At 14:35 hours, the launch vehicle rose majestically towards the bright sky, gaining velocity every second. The trusted vehicle precisely injected its payload to the Earth orbit, providing almost 98% of the total energy requirement for the mission. After a successful journey spanning over a month, involving complex maneuvers, the much anticipated moment of lunar landing came on August 23, 2023, when the entire nation united to watch the momentous occasion live. At 18:03 IST, the moon shone brighter over the Indian subcontinent as soft landing was achieved on the moon's surface, scripting history.
Sir, we have achieved soft landing on the moon. India is on the moon.
The lunar South Pole region, immersed in perennial shadow, holds immense scientific potential as a source of water ice as well as compounds that could provide insight into the formation of Earth, Moon and solar system.
23 अगस्त को जब भारत ने चंद्रमा पर तिरंगा फहराया, उस दिन को अब हिंदुस्तान नेशनल स्पेस डे के रूप में मनाया जाएगा।
The mission also succeeded in skyrocketing scientific interest, especially in the space science field, in the minds of the general public, including the student community. Moon missions drive advancements in science, technology, and international collaboration, offering crucial insights into the moon's composition, history, and potential for future human habitation. The moon is also a potential source for resources like water ice, which could be used for drinking water, oxygen production, and even rocket fuel. India's future missions to the moon, like the Chandrayaan 4, aim to build on the successes and experience of the Chandrayaan missions and, as a natural progression in our pursuit of lunar exploration, attempts to bring back samples from lunar surface to Earth. Our vision for the Amrit Kaal leading to the centenary of independence has been clearly outlined, with a host of exciting missions lined up under Space Vision 2047. Establishing our own Bharatiya Antariksh Station is one such ambitious program. Designed to be built in a modular fashion, this station would enable India to establish a permanent human presence in space and would serve as a base station for future exploratory missions to Moon and eventually to Mars. Increased collaboration among space agencies and public-private partnership is the way forward for these challenging missions. Dwindling resources on our planet make it imperative for humans to venture out of the confines of Mother Earth, undertaking planetary exploration missions. In this direction, to further unlock the mysteries of our enigmatic celestial neighbor, the country envisions an Indian landing on the moon by the year 2040. In the long run, we will be targeting sustained human habitation on the moon, enabling it to serve as an intermediate pit stop for further exploration to other planets. Moving forward, we can aspire for more of exciting missions, like soft landing of an unmanned spacecraft on Mars, gathering vital data about our sister planet. Colonization of Mars is seen as critical to humanity's long-term survival, providing a potential backup for life in case of catastrophic events on Earth. With right emphasis on missions to serve humanity and scientific exploration, we continue to shape our understanding of the universe and our place within it. We at ISRO invite you to be part of this exciting journey of exploring the unknown. Jai Hind!
Tumba Equatorial Rocket Launching Station, TERLS, was established as a sounding rocket range for scientific investigations of the upper atmosphere. It had the specific advantage of being located near the geomagnetic equator. TERLS became operational in November 1963, and this is where the Indian space program was initiated.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, VSSC, now reached 60. At 60, when we look back on the genesis of Indian space program and the journey of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, I'm very proud to be a part of this journey way back in 1985 since I joined. Vikram Sarabhai Space Center is a mother center of ISRO from which many units and centers originated. It's also a technology powerhouse. Over the last many years, so many technology centers and capabilities were developed in Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. Today we can look at, even for our satellite program or for launch vehicle program, we can seek help from thousands of scientists and engineers and facilities and equipments that is meant to serve the space transportation and space program of this nation. So we salute all those people who have created this legacy of technology powerhouse within Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, and it is now poised for the next phase of its journey through to its 100th year.
This unique location of Tumba drew Dr. Homi Bhabha and Dr. Vikram Sarabhai here in 1962 to set up India's space program. They were awarded 90 acres of land, which included the St. Mary Magdalene Church, in response to their request. It marked the dawn of the Indian space age.
VSSC is the largest establishment of ISRO. It had its humble beginnings in 1960s here in Tumba, and the first launch of a Nike Apache from Tumba Equatorial Rocket Launching Station took place in 1963. That was the beginning. Since then, we have been developing our own sounding rockets, and that culminated in the first successful launch in 1968. And that was the year when the TERLS was dedicated to the UN by the then Prime Minister.
VSSC is one of the largest research centers in the country and the primary research and development establishment of ISRO. It's a national center of excellence engaged in research and development of various launch vehicles, sounding rockets, and associated technologies. VSSC is set amidst a stunningly beautiful campus adorned with a rich variety of flora and fauna, along with an expansive library. This is the current hallmark of VSSC. VSSC is involved in diverse software development. These softwares are extensively employed by various industries and academic institutions. ISRO's upcoming major mission is Gaganyaan. The mission aims to place humans in low Earth orbit and safely return them to a designated location. The human-rated version of the LVM-3 rocket is being developed by ISRO alongside the crew module and the crew escape system. Before sending humans, Vyomamitra, a robot, will be sent into space. VSSC designs and develops Gaganyaan mission's crew escape system parachutes and deceleration systems along with other national agencies. The entire ISRO community deserves credit for the successful test of the crew escape system with a simulated crew module. The crew module landed safely in the ocean. VSSC, LPSC along with other ISRO centers developed the test vehicle for the crew escape system. The objective of the test vehicle is to take the crew escape system to the specified Mach number dynamic pressure pillbox and initiate the abort sequence to move the crew module away from the vehicle. This validates the crew escape system before its induction into the Gaganyaan program. The experiment achieved a perfect 100% success. The Aditya L1 mission, India's maiden mission to study the sun, followed our lunar mission by just 10 days. Papa, the primary payload of the September 2nd, 2023 Sun Study mission, was developed by VSSC and launched aboard a PSLV XL C-57 rocket to the L1 Lagrange point. The LV-M3-M4 rocket, which propelled India to global prominence, was developed by various centers of ISRO and successfully launched from SDSC Shar. The Vikram lander and Pragyan rover in Chandrayaan-3, both of which have successfully landed at the moon's South Pole region, were part of this historic mission. The RLV-LEX mission marked a revolutionary initiative by VSSC. The objectives were to design and validate an integrated navigation, guidance and control system, demonstrate approach and landing maneuvers for a typical orbital mission, and achieve autonomous runway landing of a reusable launch vehicle, RLV, on the designated runway. Each mission requirement was entirely fulfilled. The SSLV is a rocket developed by VSSC for launching small satellites in the low Earth orbit for commercial use. This vehicle is designed to be affordable with simple subsystems and efficient utilization of existing technology. Chandrayaan-2 was the second lunar exploration mission launched by ISRO in the LV-M3-M1 mission. It consists of a lunar orbiter, the Vikram lander and the Pragyan rover, all developed in India. The primary scientific objective was to map and study variations in lunar surface composition as well as the location and abundance of water in lunar regolith. The LV-M3 D1 GSAT-19 mission represents the first developmental flight of LV-M3, a heavy lift launch vehicle capable of carrying payloads up to 4,000 kg into geosynchronous transfer orbit and 10,000 kg into low Earth orbit. In its 39th flight, PSLV C-37, ISRO's Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle created a world record by successfully launching 104 satellites into orbit. The 714 kg Cartosat-2 series satellite, along with 103 co-passenger satellites, were launched on February 15, 2017. The Crew Module Atmospheric Re-entry Experiment, or KEA mission, was conceived as a platform for validating the aerothermal performance of the crew module along with re-entry technologies and confirming the performance of the parachute-based deceleration system. In the KEA mission, the crew module separated from the launch vehicle at an altitude of 126 km, re-entered Earth's atmosphere and descended further in ballistic mode. Chandrayaan-1 was the first Indian lunar probe under the Chandrayaan program. Launched on 22nd October 2008 using a PSLV XL rocket, it operated until August 2009. The mission comprised of an orbiter and an impactor marking a significant boost to India's space program. India demonstrated its capability by developing indigenous technology for lunar exploration, with the spacecraft successfully inserted into lunar orbit on 14th November 2008. The Mars Orbiter mission was launched on 5th November 2013 by ISRO using a Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle rocket C-25. It marked India's first interplanetary mission, making ISRO the fourth space agency to achieve Mars orbit. The Vikram Sarabhai Space Center comprises of 13 technical entities and a space physical laboratory, contributing to different launch vehicle projects with support from administration and auxiliary services. The center's activities are distributed across various campuses, with each entity dedicated to designing and developing systems or technologies for launch vehicles and ground-based systems. These responsibilities encompass various aspects such as launch vehicle configuration evolution, mission analysis, control guidance design algorithms, solid rocket motor development, aerospace mechanism design, electrical and mechanical integration, checkout operations, structural analysis, dynamics testing, and virtual launch control for all launches. Additionally, VSSC conducts aerodynamic design analysis, flight dynamic studies, wind tunnel testing, and the development, processing, and realization of materials and hardware for launch vehicles. The center boasts a state-of-the-art multidisciplinary production lab, 3D printing facilities, supercomputing capabilities, electronic package realization and qualification, clean rooms, and involvement in the development of polymers, composite materials, energy systems, as well as the design, development, and production of aerospace ordnance devices and systems. Dr. Vikram Sarabhai is considered the father of the Indian space program. He played a crucial role in establishing the Physical Research Laboratory in Ahmedabad, the Space Center in Thiruvananthapuram, and the Space Application Center in Ahmedabad. One of his significant achievements was the establishment of the Indian Space Research.
Symposium on Applied Aerodynamics and Design of Aerospace Vehicles, abbreviated as Sarod, is a unique international conference which provides a platform to the aero and fluid dynamics community to exchange their thought processes on the advancements and progress made in the field. Vikram Sarabhai Space Center brings Sarod 2024 to Thiruvananthapuram, the land of Lord Anantapadmanabhan and a vibrant and culturally rich coastal city. The conference is hosted in association with Liquid Propulsion Systems Center, ISRO Inertial Systems Unit, ISRO Propulsion Complex, and Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology under the aegis of TAAI. VSSC is the lead center of Indian Space Research Organization functioning under the Department of Space, Government of India. The center pioneers in rocket research and launch vehicle projects of ISRO. Coming to Sarod 2024, 4 keynote lectures, 4 invited talks, and 240 papers awaits you over the next 3 days.
Sure.
We expect extensive technical interactions and networking among the delegates, industrial partners, and experts, interspersed with a visit to the Kerala Arts and Crafts Village and a splash of the region's cultural and culinary expositions. The facility visit to 1.2-meter trisonic wind tunnel on day 3 is the major attraction of the conference. Sarod 2024 promises to deliver beyond your expectations. Welcome to Sarod 2024.
Hi, hello, namaste, namaskaram. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and very, very distinguished guests, all the participants, a very warm welcome to Sarod 2024. Can we have a big round of applause? And yes, this is Sarod 2024, the Symposium on Applied Aerodynamics and Design of Aerospace Vehicles, hosted by Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, ISRO, in the very beautiful city of Trivandrum, the evergreen city of India. A city that is steeped in culture, spirituality, and innovation. The city which is home to the iconic Sri Padmanabha Swami temple, which stands as a symbol of selfless nation building, devotion, and architectural splendor. Amidst this rich heritage, Trivandrum has also emerged as a hub of science and innovation, making it the perfect venue for this prestigious symposium. Organized under the aegis of Trust for Advancement in Aerodynamics in India and in collaboration with Liquid Propulsion Systems Center, ISRO Inertial Systems Unit, ISRO Propulsion Complex, and Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology. Sarod 2024 unites the finest minds in aerospace innovation and industrial participation. Myself, Janvi James, will be your host for this proud gathering. And there is a kind attention, a kind notice that the entire event that is happening here will be live streaming in the hall Vikram. So please make sure everyone do watch if you don't have space here. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and great pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to Sarod 2024. As we begin Sarod 2024, let us start with an invocation to seek blessings and to set the tone for the inspiring days ahead. May this moment of reflection guide our minds towards innovation and unity. I now invite Ms. Ardra Jayakumar to lead us in this solemn prayer. I request the audience to be seated. We are now moving on to an invocatory dance performance.
मैत्रीं भजत अखिलहृजयत्रीं मैत्रीं भजत अखिलहृजयत्रीं आत्मवदेव परानपि पश्यत आत्मवदेव परानपि पश्यत युद्धं त्यजत स्पर्धां त्यजत युद्धं त्यजत त्यजत स्पर्धां त्यजत त्यजत परेश्वर क्रममाक्रमणं त्यजत परेश्वर क्रममाक्रमणं जननी पृथ्वी कामदुघास्ते जननी पृथ्वी कामदुघास्ते जनको देवः सकलदयाळु जनको देवः सकलदयाळु दाम्यत दत्त दयध्वं जनता दाम्यत दत्त दयध्वं जनता श्रेयो भूयात् सकलजनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकलजनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकलजनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकलजनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकलजनानां
Thank you so very much. We normally do not clap for the invocatory dance performance, but I think she deserves a little more bigger round of applause, everyone. Can you please? Thank you so much. And now, it is time for someone very apt, a very distinguished personality, to welcome the gathering so that we can begin with today's session. And it is my privilege to invite this person who is an expert in aerodynamics with CFD specialization. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming the very distinguished Dr. V. Ashok, Chairman of Organizing Committee and former Associate Director of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, to deliver the welcome address. Please, sir.
Most respected Chairman ISRO, Dr. S. Somanath, distinguished Center Directors of ISRO and DRDO, aerodynamists who are to be honored, Council members of ISRO centers, THAI board members, invited speakers, delegates across the country, students and invitees, a very good afternoon. Symposium on Applied Aerodynamics and Design of Aerospace Vehicle being organized by VSSC in association with various ISRO centers and IAST under the aegis of THAI is coming back to this beautiful city after a span of 9 years. So when you come to the aerodynamics, for the launch vehicle community, aerodynamics is not really a very desirable thing. Really speaking, when you take from the liftoff to the launch vehicle crossing the atmosphere, we have a host of problems from aerodynamics. Actually, aerodynamics is really a sort of nuisance, and we end up in quantifying this nuisance and minimizing nuisance. Right from liftoff, you have the vortex shedding, which creates us vortex shedding oscillations, and then you have the jets coming out, giving rise to a lot of jet acoustics, which we have to pump in a lot of water sometimes to contain the jet acoustics. And then when it gathers speed and when it comes to transonic Mach numbers, then you have the shock oscillations, transonic buffeting, which has to be taken care. And then further, when it increases the speed, coming to something like Mach number 3, you have the aerodynamic heating, so we should have TPS. And then further, you have the rarefied atmospheres. When you're coming, you have the jet-jet interaction with reverse flow and base heating. So all these hosts of problems has to be analyzed. You have the payload loss due to drag, and then we have to wait till the rarefied atmosphere is kind of completed so that the heat shield can be separated. So in a way, aerodynamics engineers are something like a technical policeman, just seeing to quantify and minimize this nuisance effect. But that is not the case with all our missions. We have missions like reusable launch vehicle technology demonstration, where the aerodynamics is the real benefit. We use that for gliding and coming back very precisely, and we had very recently done autonomous landing. And also the crew entry and the module that is coming back from bringing our Gaganauts. It requires aerodynamics because we have L by D of 0.2, which will help us to steer and land precisely. And most interestingly, with air breathing engines, it is very, very essential because it increases the specific impulse like anything. In fact, today morning, as part of Sarod, we had a workshop in which we had given a typical air intake configuration. Chairman ISRO will remember when he was the director of VSSC, we had a configuration which had a problem of unstart. This particular configuration was thrown open to the CFD community, and all the CFD people, they had made to do the simulations on this, and we had the results today seen as how it compares to the experiment results. Very interestingly, out of around 13 participants, just 1 or 2 could get even the angle of attack 0 degree, correctly predicting the separation bubble of the cowl shock impinging on the expansion ramp. And when it comes to the angle of attack of 3 degrees, where the intake has completely unstarted, none of the CFD codes could predict exactly what has happened in experiments. What this signals is, as far as the CFD is concerned, there is still a lot more work to be done. And for the experimentalists, we have to say that, yes, they are going to stay for some more time, definitely. Of course, now you can see very recently that a chip called the Willow, which is released by Google, in which these computations are so fast, we will be able to do even direct numerical simulations for such high Reynolds numbers, in which it is told that the computations which take a supercomputer to something like septillion, that is 1 into 10 power 25 years, can be just done under 5 minutes in this particular quantum computing chip. So we had, until that, of course, we had to do more work. Now let me come to the present duty of welcoming the esteemed dignitaries. We are extremely glad that Dr. S. Somnath, the iconic chairman of ISRO, is present here to inaugurate this conference. As a leading light of ISRO, he has not only brought in laurels to our country through various missions like Chandrayaan 3, but also envisioned the future roadmap of ISRO with highly challenging and inspirational missions like Bharati Antariksh Station, Gaganyaan, Lunar Sample Return Mission, Venus Mission, and many more. On behalf of the organizing committee of Sarod 24, let me extend a very warm welcome to you, sir. Dr. Unnikrishnan Nair, director of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, has provided very effective leadership to the success of many launch vehicle missions like Chandrayaan 3, Aditya L1, RLV, etc. And also providing sufficient thrust to forthcoming missions like Gaganyaan, and all this by still maintaining an absolutely calm and cool demeanor, very much like a very smooth laminar flow. And this, he has provided unstinted support to the conduct of this conference. I warmly welcome you, sir, to this inaugural function. Dr. Narayanan, Director LPSC, is a leading personality in liquid propulsion and has pioneered the indigenous cryogenic technology. Under his leadership, the center has made significant progress, which includes missions like Chandrayaan 3 and also undertaking developments for development of LOX methane engines. I extend a very warm welcome to Dr. Narayanan, Director LPSC. Director of SDSC, Sri Rajarajan, is in charge of Spaceport of India and is ensuring flawless launch services to many of our important missions, leading to very smooth and successful launches, and also undertaking several R&D activities in various areas, but I would like to mention on the R&D activities related to experimental jet acoustics, which is of interest to the aerodynamic community. I extend a very warm welcome to Sri Rajarajan to this function. IPRC is a lead center for testing of liquid engines, and Director IPRC Sri Asir Pakyaraj has provided excellent leadership in taking the center to newer heights with various facilities. And one thing which is of importance to us is including a scramjet testing facility, which is of interest to the aerodynamic engineers. I heartily welcome Sri Asir Pakyaraj to this function. Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology is an academic arm of Department of Space, and very importantly, gives annually high-quality graduate students as human resource to ISRO. Professor Dipankar Banerjee, who recently took over as Director IAST, is a renowned astrophysicist and was Director of Aryabhatta Research Institute earlier. I extend a very warm welcome to Professor Dipankar Banerjee to this function. Sarod 24 is organized under the aegis of THAI and Dr. Prahalada Ramarao, the renowned scientist and former director of DRDL, is the chairman of Director Board of THAI. I have great pleasure in welcoming Dr. Prahalada Ramarao to this function. Dr. Manikya Vasagam, Director SPIC DRDO and Chairman of the Management Committee of THAI, is a renowned aerodynamics engineer and also an invited speaker for this conference. On behalf of Sarod, I extend a very warm welcome to Dr. Manikya Vasagam. Sri Mohan, Director of Projects and former Director of Human Space Flight Center, has played a key role in several projects, such as Project Director of Space Recovery Experiment and the GSLV. On behalf of Sarod, I extend a very warm welcome to Sri Mohan. I also welcome all the distinguished aerodynamicists who will be honored today, and also welcome some of them who have come with the spouses accompanying them. I welcome all the THAI board members, invited speakers, council members of ISRO centers, sponsors, invitees, and last but not the least, the large number of delegates, about 450 in number, out of which 180 are student delegates to this conference. Let us have a 3-day technical feast as a part of Sarod and have very fruitful deliberation. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for setting a beautiful tone to this amazing gathering. Thank you so very much. And now it is my honor to welcome another very important person who is an expert of national repute in the realms of human spaceflight system, aerospace mechanisms, and structural systems. He is the founding director of Human Spaceflight Center, and under his guidance, VSSC continues to be a hub of innovation and excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming the very esteemed Dr. S. Unnikrishnan Nair, sir, Director of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, to deliver the presidential address.
Thank you. Our beloved chairman, center directors, and all the invited guests. It's very nice to see the hall full. I'm very happy to preside over this very important Sarod. It's coming back to Trivandrum after a gap. There are sessions are planned, invited lectures, keynote addresses. We are going to address many issues, many problems. It's a very excellent platform for those who have worked in this field and who are working and who are going to work in this area for future. All of them are coming on a platform along with academia, industry, and get a platform to share and also to mold our future. So the growth of 2023, we celebrated the 60th year of first launch of sounding rocket from Tumba. In fact, that is the 60th year of Indian rocketry. That was also the growth of thermodynamics or aerodynamics or fluid dynamics in ISRO, right from beginning from a sounding rocket to mighty LVM-3 and future in GLV. So I was just recollecting when during 80s, we all joined in 85, and the PSLV first launch was a failure. But that is the time when we started working on space capsule recovery experiment. That is the way we work. Even if the launch capability is not there, futuristic technologies will always start ahead of time, so that when the vehicle is ready, the technology is ready. And Dr. Swaminathan is here, Dr. Srinivasa, they all gave a shape to the capsule. We are going to make a capsule that is going to re-enter. So it's totally going to be a totally different ball game. We know that the vehicle is giving energy to the satellite, and at the end of launch, it has got potential energy and huge kinetic energy. And the reverse we are going to do, how we are going to systematically kill the energy and bring it back. So that the capsule, the configuration was made, and the first test in a hypersonic tunnel, I still recollect the data, and then made some changes in the flare. And that is how we started addressing the re-entry aerothermodynamics. And we know that now after that, SRE was a success. Now we have brought back RLV reusable launch vehicle with aerodynamics, the control surfaces, which is one order more complex than like a semi-ballistic body. And we are now into Gaganyaan, which is a semi-ballistic body with the control through the atmosphere. We are soon going to have the first unmanned flight. And it was also a growth of facilities from our own wind tunnel, hypersonic wind tunnel. That time we have constructed to the trisonic wind tunnel. That probably you will be seeing it tomorrow, a state-of-the-art trisonic wind tunnel. And then different facilities like high enthalpy facilities. And then as we progress, there are more challenges we are going to have. We are thinking of how to make an entry into the Mars atmosphere. It's totally different atmospheric conditions. All our software like Pravaha or whatever we have, they are all going to be tuned for the type of equilibrium, chemical equilibrium, or the type of continuum or a lack of continuum available in Mars, which is a very thin atmosphere we have there. So this very exciting time. And one more incident just came to my mind is the first payload fairing separation test we were conducting at Valiamala. And it is a high energy system which is supposed to give a 6 meter per second velocity. But when the test was over, we found that the velocity was hardly 1 to 2 meter per second because of the effect of sudden expansion inside. That is, there was a sudden expansion, and that was giving a force in the opposite direction, thereby killing the energy. Again, it was again a sort of a different approach for what aerodynamics or air can do when it is suddenly asked to expand. And with missions like human spaceflight, we are addressing issues like dynamic derivatives or the dynamic stability. And the body is having multiple stream points, how to deal with that, how to escape the crew in case of an abort, and to ensure that there are no multiple, the stream points are avoided and we are orienting it in a proper direction. So it's an exciting field for all those who are working in this area. And I wish all the very best. Special thanks to all the delegates who have come from outside, especially Chairman, because in spite of his very busy schedule, the continuous DPC interviews going on, he has taken time out of it and is attending this function. So I welcome all of you on behalf of Sarod, and have a very nice, pleasant stay in this beautiful city. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so very much for that wonderful presidential address. Ladies and gentlemen, we know India has a very beautiful tradition, a tradition that has been followed by the entire humanity, which is called lighting the lamp. And we Indians do that to dispel darkness, and that is a symbolism of arrival of wisdom and knowledge. In Sarod 2024, now we are moving on to this ceremony called lighting the lamp. For that, with all your permission, with all the love in this room, can I have on stage the very respected chief guest, Dr. S. Somanath, Sir, Secretary, Department of Space and Chairman ISRO, along with Director VSSC, Director LPSC, Director STSC, Director IPRC, Director IISU, Director IIST, Chairman TAAI and Chairman LOC onto the stage for the ceremonial lighting of the lamp. Please, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremonial lighting of the lamp has been happened here. So thank you so much, all the dignitaries. Now, it's time for us to invite a visionary leader and a doyen in all domains of space science and technology, whose exceptional contributions to the Indian space program have been pivotal in shaping the next generation launch vehicle, interplanetary space exploration, communication and space application in India. Under his guidance, ISRO has reached new heights and his leadership continues to inspire and elevate the space community. Ladies and gentlemen, with all the love in this room, let's put our hands together to invite our esteemed chief guest, Dr. S. Somanath, sir, the Secretary of the Department of Space and Chairman of ISRO, to address the gathering. Please, sir.
Good evening, all of you. Good afternoon. Maybe good morning also. Thank you for each one of you for joining Sarod's 2024. It's an honor for all of us in ISRO, especially the Vikram Sarabhai Space Center alumni, me, myself, to be present here on the occasion of the Sarod. In the previous years, Sarod has been producing excellent platform for enriching ourselves in the domain of aerodynamics. I believe that the tradition continues in bringing people all across the country and also from outside to enrich us in terms of the skill and the knowledge that is very important for us for working on aerodynamic vehicles. I think the partners in this movement involves not just ISRO alone, all the academic institutions, the research laboratories at various parts of the country, especially the ISRO, the DRDO, the CSIR laboratories, and many others. And over the years, the collaborative work between many of them in terms of knowledge sharing, skill sharing, facility sharing has helped us to build the capability of launch vehicles, missiles, systems, as well as the aircrafts, aero vehicles. I think it's going to continue and work in a stronger manner in the days to come, especially when we look forward to expanding many of the work in this domain, building newer capability. And along with that type of vision that we have for the nation, there is also an equally important vision to create more capabilities in, especially in testing as well as in analysis. There was a time in which I was young, as a young engineer, there has been a talk that I think no more test facilities are needed for aerodynamics. I think CFD has come to a level now, no longer aerodynamic testing is called for. Most of the problems that can be identified can be solved computationally. Of course, we all believed that it is so, and many of the test programs which were required to be done for the future vehicles were actually cut down at that point and said that you must do more of simulation and less of testing. But with the times going by, we realized that this is not the case. As just now mentioned by Ashok, Dr. Ashok, it is very clear that the complementary nature of analysis, simulation with the testing will continue. I think the present understanding is that it will continue stronger and more vigorously in both the domains because the amount of fidelity that is needed in the analysis and the results are of much higher order for us to do things with narrower margins or with more confidence or more minimizing uncertainties requires that type of understanding. This requires in the domain of control, it remains in the domain of load estimation. It is required in estimating the thermal loads and design of thermal protection systems and precision. I think all of this requires the understanding of aerodynamics in much higher level than which used to be in the past. Now coming to the capability that you have built over the years in terms of test facilities, I think ISRO has a certain level of facilities that you have built over the years. But then we see that even for Gaganyaan program, we found that we could do only hardly 30% of the test requirements to be met only by the internal facilities. Much of the facilities, much of the test requirements were not able to be met even with the national facilities. So we had to go outside the country and seek help of many other testing agencies in the world to generate the data so that we have tunnel-to-tunnel comparison, and also the complexities that are required in many of the testing, including jet simulation, etc., could not be achieved with the sufficient confidence in India. I think this also triggered how to really create the capability over a long period of time. I remember the institutions like Indian Institute of Science or IIT Chennai or many other IITs, Kanpur, many other people had the earlier expertise in creating facilities, but no more facilities are not coming up in a big manner in academic institutions in terms of test capability, in terms of providing industrial level test capability. But research capability of course exists. But to create industrial level test capability, we need to invest huge amount of money. And I'm very happy that institutions like NAL, that is CSIR laboratories, DRDO, ISRO are looking at how to create bigger facilities for internal testing for large spectrum of problems. I think discussions are on, such as closed loop wind tunnels or even bigger sized open loop tunnels, etc. I think these are required for the future. But equally important is also to scale up our capability in computational capability. Because I remember we have been at the earlier making use of the codes that were developed elsewhere. And internally there was a code existing in ISRO which we used. But then when I was a director of VSSC, I am very happy to know that at least a new team that was put into action to develop a new set of codes, which is board of unstructured codes, body-mounted, mounted Cartesian framework, not Cartesian, body-mounted grid generation tools, and also more efficient algorithms for computation, making use of the developments happening in the computational domain. So that's a work that was done by the young team in ISRO. Remember, there was only just 5 people who started the Pravaha journey, and today we have an operational CFD code that is really good. But meantime, there were many people who are working in computational activity in ISRO, in combustion related and propulsion related, especially with respect to the ballistics, the flow fields within solid motors and liquid engines. But then one group of people were more focused on the exterior computational fluid dynamics. But both need to come together and then create stronger capability, building combustion, thermal heat transfer, and other related problem solving at extreme cases in our typical problems that are encountered, especially like the air breathing and other cases, etc. So expanding the group and creating a much stronger capability in CFDs is still a problem, though we have some level of capability, as just now mentioned. So reasonable amount of growth in this sector is expected if you're really able to put more people into it. Equally important is to look at the algorithm side of it in terms of the hardware and software side of it to make it much more faster, especially with the problems which are becoming more complex in nature, and computational time is one of the premium one. This also requires great attention. Of course, many people in our groups are not really involved in looking at the architecture of the computational aspect of it, which is a greater problem in my opinion. So we have sufficient topics to discuss in this Sarod, problems related to experimentation, model making. Of course, even model making also has gone through great amount of changes and improvements over the years in terms of additive manufacturing coming, new materials coming which are capable of handling heavier loads. Simulation of the models becomes much easier than in the past. The time line to conceptualization to realization model has now become very, very short. Within very short time, you should be in a position to make models, make alterations, do next level of testing. Instrumentation correspondingly is making great improvements in terms of its ability to have better and accurate measurements. The dynamic range of measurements is improving with the better instrumentation coming in. Combined thermal control measurements becoming very important, especially with the models which requires for human space flight, this return of model, the model which is coming back, and its stability derivatives, evaluation, etc. through complex test procedures. It also becomes very important. I think many complex issues are being discussed in typical wind tunnel testing than what we used to discuss in the past. I think I'm aware of the jet simulation case, especially with LVM3 when I was a project director. This issue was one of the top problem we addressed, and how the aft and plume simulation will alter the aerodynamic characteristics. and we were forced to seek the help of others from outside. Then today we have the capability internally created so that we can conduct those tests here. I think many more such complex problems need to be addressed when we progress further. I'm really happy that we have a huge interest in this domain still. Especially I see young people who are joining us, especially from institutions like Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology. Everybody wants to work only in aerodynamics and CFD. And we have to actually force them to move away from CFD to other domains, because we don't have that much of room for all of such people to work in CFD and aerodynamics. Because it's such an interesting domain and gives such a feeling of knowledge and skill than that could be provided by other domains. Because it combines experiment and theoretical knowledge in a right mix, which will be really good for right type of aerodynamicists to come out, or mission specialists to come out of that skill development. Of course, I believe young generation that are available here are also very enthused to work in such complex problems, and we also need to work with academia by the way we do within the work within the organization, and also with other specialists working in other organizations equally. I think I am very sure about in other institutions like the CSIR laboratories or DRDO, similar capabilities and energies are existing. I think right type of bringing them together is very important, and this platform gives that type of opportunity. So wish all the very best for this conference, and also thank the organizers under the program who have come over here, especially the Thai group of people who have been sponsoring or helping everybody to come together to work on it. The organizing committee, which is chaired by Dr. V. Ashok, has done a fantastic work. The support of VSSC is really good, and also all the directors who have come for joining this meeting. And I also want to thank Sarod's team for honoring our former colleagues and experts who have contributed to this domain in a big manner. Of course, the announcement will come, so I'm not going to tell all of that. So want to thank that you have picked them and then honor in such fora. It's also showcase their contribution to the younger generation. It's very important, and also keeping them connected to our programs. Also want to thank the industry partners who have been supporting us in building the capability, and also to handhold us while we go along to creating the national capability. I believe this becomes a standard platform for all the aerodynamicists to come together and work together. Wish you all the very best in this conference, and only wish that at the end of it, identify at least 4 or 5 actions that we need to take along in terms of the capability development, what each of the institutions should do, and not to really duplicate what is needed, because after all, we are not creating one lab capability, but we are creating national capability, and also work on a plan on creating computational capability as a national capability again, not limited to divisions, groups, or entities, or centers, but as a repository of knowledge which is done everywhere. How can it be brought and integrated into a software platform that we have done already, like we try to do for our finite element domain of structural analysis. Similar effort that if you do on computational fluid dynamics, it's really going to be very useful for us. Wish you all the very best, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Requesting you to please stay back for a moment. We know that sir is a very busy person and has taken time out of his busy schedule just to be with us. So it's our responsibility to show our love and respect to him. So requesting the presence of Dr. S. Unnikrishnan Nair to please join us and present a token of love to the very respected Dr. S. Somanath sir, Secretary, Chairman, ISRO. Please. Please, sir, once again, just one more minute. Also requesting Dr. Ashok V, Chairman, LOC, to kindly present a memento to Dr. S. Unnikrishnan Nair, Director, VSSC. Can we have a bigger round of applause, everyone? Thank you so much. Please get back to your seats, everyone. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to a very, very special moment of this event, the release of the souvenir for Sarod 2024. This souvenir not only commemorates this remarkable symposium, but also highlights the incredible work being done in the field of aerospace and space research. To formally release the souvenir and share his thoughts, I would love to have on stage a man, a very important personality who has made our nation self-reliant in liquid propulsion and proud through significant contributions with indigenous Sarod engine and stage development. Dr. Narayanan's leadership has been instrumental in advancing space propulsion technologies such as locksmithing, and his contributions continue to play a crucial role in ISRO's space missions. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone, it's time for us to show our respect while welcoming the very honorable, who's that? Yes, the very honorable Dr. V. Narayanan sir, to please join us. And yes, first, sir, requesting you to kindly do the honors. Yeah, please. Yes, this is the moment we have been waiting for. And yes, this is the release of souvenir for Sarod 2024. Also, requesting Dr. V. Narayanan sir, Director LPSC, to please kindly address the gathering. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Most respected and beloved Chairman ISRO, Secretary Department of Space, Dr. S. Somanath sir, Director VSSC, Dr. S. Unnikrishnan Nair, who is presiding over this function, Director SDSC SAR, Dr. Rajarajan, Dr. IPRC, Asir Pakiraj, Dr. IAST, Professor Dibangar Banerjee, all distinguished guests, seniors, elders, delegates, organizing committee chairperson, Dr. B. Ashok, very, very good evening to all of you. Really, it is a very, very excellent occasion, and I consider as a great privilege and honor to be with you for this inaugural function of Sarod 2024. That too, when there are only few months away from our first unmanned human spaceflight mission, what is scheduled during first quarter of next year, having an excellent conference with a theme, aerodynamics for human-rated and autonomous aerospace vehicle, is a very, very apt topic for this conference. I still remember the days I joined in ISRO, way back to 1984, and when we had the second failure of the ASLV, the way things were discussed, I could understand the knowledge at that point of time in the aerodynamics area was very, very limited. From that, today when we claim that we have realized and developed 6 generations of launch vehicle, really the understanding has come to a high level of maturity, and our knowledge is so excellent with world-class facilities built in this area. Similarly, when we got independence or when the missile program was started, I think Manikavasan will agree with me, the knowledge in DRDO also was very, very limited. But today, I think when we are having world-class missiles, I think DRDO also has built huge knowledge in this area. Now, coming to the aerodynamics team, I think Ashok has nicely explained when the rocket or missile lifts off and it has to cross the dense atmosphere, the type of studies, activities, what has to be carried out by the team is so much work has to be done. And there was a time we were believing only the experimental results. But today, for each and everything, the CFD comes in handy. I think the teams reserve high level of appreciation to bring a level of maturity in giving the understanding and predicting the things. Now, to our credit, as Unnikrishnan told, the space recovery experiment, outstanding experiment, full of aerodynamics. And when we have successfully accomplished 3 RLV LEX missions, I think the aerodynamic team, it is fully guided by that only. They have done outstanding work. When air-breathing propulsion, first time itself when India successfully, a scramjet engine was ignited, the type of theoretical studies carried out, the type of experimentation which was carried out, outstanding work. In fact, as a propulsion expert, I have worked almost 60% of my time in the cryogenic propulsion. I still remember when we started the activity, we had to predict. Of course, once you complete a flight, we know what is the specific impulse of the system. But before that, we have to predict the specific impulse of the cryo system. I think a lot of work went in that direction. And solid propulsion today, when we say we have mastered, the type of activity which has gone in that area is well known to all of you. Now coming to the cryo development, when we are one among 6 countries having that complex system, we have mastered that system. And a technology which was denied, today we have mastered. I think the aerodynamic team deserves high level of appreciation. The type of insulation design, type of aerodynamic heating, lot of work has gone in that area. Now, one of the important thing, I think there was a slide shown. We had accomplished a OneWeb India 1 and OneWeb India 2 missions. 36 spacecraft has to be placed at different places. That too, after the GSLV Mark III, the cryo stage being the last stage, generates the required velocity. After we got the required velocity, the satellites, 36 satellites was to be placed in different places. And we had to estimate, we decided that using the left-out propellant and gas in the cryo stage, we will accomplish that mission. Initially, we were really not sure whether it can be done. But then we were, after a lot of theoretical studies, we were fully convinced it can be done. Now, even though at that phase, aerodynamics was not there, the residual thermal energy in the insulation, along with the tank internal process modeling, we could carry out that outstanding mission perfectly. We have done. Actually, the team deserves high level of appreciation. Coming to the future mission, as Chairman told, when you talk about Chandrayaan 4 mission, which is a sample return mission, I think this community has to do a lot of work. Now, till today, whatever vehicles we have developed, all the vehicles are expendable vehicles. Now, the next generation launch vehicle, first stage, we are going to recover back. I think recovery, you all know, the aerodynamics team has to do a lot of things. Now, I am not going to dwell my speech further. This is an occasion that you have brought academia, industrial partners, even the experts from abroad, you have brought together. This is the occasion to discuss, debate, understand each other, and contribute to in this great field. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Sir, please, sir. Requesting sir to kindly stay back. Excuse me, sir. Please, sir. Please. Just one more minute. And also requesting the presence of Dr. B. Debendran, sir, alternate chairman LOC, to present the token of love to the very respected Dr. V. Narayanan, sir, director LPSC. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much, sir. We are now at another exciting moment in Sarod 2024 as we prepare for the release of the Book of Extended Abstracts, a valuable compilation of cutting-edge research and insights from the brightest minds in aerospace. This book serves as a testament to the dedication and innovation driving our field forward. To officially release the book and share his thoughts with us, it is now my honor to invite an expert who is an expert in the field of solid propellant technology and polymer matrix composites. He has equipped the center to concurrently meet the launch-based infrastructure of ISRO and commercial space industry through comprehensive resource planning. Sri Rajarajan's leadership has been instrumental in the success of numerous ISRO missions. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Sri A. Rajarajan, Director of Satish Dhawan Space Center. Please, sir. We are now moving on to the release of Book of Extended Abstracts by the very respected Shri A. Rajarajan sir.
Respected beloved Chairman, Dr. Somnath sir, and my fellow distinguished directors and colleagues, and all the distinguished professors and experts who are come across from all over the world here. Converged here. So it's my pleasant duty to look at what Sarod will do and what we expect from this conference. Many outcomes has already come as we look at the aerothermal aspects and the aerodynamics of the vehicle as we trying to venture from the beginning to Gaganyaan program and going further to the BOSS, some autonomous space vehicle, and bringing for the interplanetary missions and bringing some samples from Moon, Chandrayaan 4 and further experiments. These studies, many of these experiments, the simulations that we have to do and understand, and how to do these virtual simulations and understand the full aspects. I now moving over from VSSC to Prestige, I used to listen to, because for me, Ashok is the one who talks about the small nuisance of how to do the CFD. He's actually one who always says everything can be looked at CFD and do. So I try to understand whatever a little bit I can. But since after moving over to Shah, there's another person there, Shankaran, who also talks about the test and what are the similar testing that can be done, especially the jet acoustics, the solid motor acoustics. Actually, I learned a lot. Actually, I'm thanks to Somnath sir when he told that you can look at the acoustics developed in the internal motor. Actually, it's a revelation for me to understand. And SSLE actually opened many learning curves. So that actually triggered many studies which can be done, which we are not able to, how to compromise support the CFD studies, because many experiments it's very difficult to do, especially the multi-jet nozzles, the jet effect. Only CFD when you do, that was the understanding. So we thrown open this, how to simulate some of the experiments that we tried to develop successfully. Now we are trying to, in a very small scale, we are able to do the testing now and able to make sure that whatever we are able to find in CFD is actually able to correlate. And that augurs well for the future vehicle like NGLV. And actually we are on the verge of now doing an experimental. Actually, when the lot of reviews is happening, it's also thanks that the testers, that jet, acoustic jet, that what we are doing, also complements the CFD simulations so that we can go ahead with the confidently configuring the vehicle and the test stand. Because as we go for a future vehicle on the launch pad, when we have to have at least 4 to 5 second transient, how the launch pad has to be simulated and how to reduce the acoustic is one of the experiments which I have personally taken up to do it. So I look forward to the experts to look at various inputs so that it can be fully leveled up into this. I wish the Sarod 2024 very good interactive, meaningful and purposeful interaction so that you get a lot of knowledge out of this, which augurs well for the future community in this area. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Requesting, sir, to please stay back. Sir, please kindly stay back. And also requesting the presence of the very respected Dr. Ashok V, Chairman LOC, to present a memento to Shri A. Rajarajan, sir, Director, SDSC. Can we have a bigger round of applause, everyone? Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. At this moment, we have the honor of recognizing a group of truly distinguished individuals. the eminent aerodynamicist whose pioneering work in the field has set new standards of excellence. Their dedication, expertise, and groundbreaking contributions to aerodynamics have shaped the progress of aerospace engineering and continue to inspire generations of scientists and engineers. It is with great pride that we now come together to felicitate these trailblazers for their exceptional achievements. Let us celebrate their immense contributions and the impact they have had on the aerospace community. Ladies and gentlemen, over to the video wall.
Ashok Kumar Verma. The remarkable journey of Shri Ashok Kumar Verma has left an indelible mark on India's space program. He earned his B.Tech honors in Aeronautical Engineering from IIT Kharagpur and further his Master of Science in Aerospace Engineering from Georgia Tech, USA. Joining ISRO in 1969, Shri Verma played a pivotal role in design and analysis of sounding rockets and launch vehicles. He played a key role in design of thermal protection system for launch vehicles and had a major contribution in the thermal design of the first launch pad. He was the lead member of the team for thermal protection system design for space recovery module, which enabled a successful re-entry. Even after retiring, he continued to inspire others through his work in academia and went on to become a professor of aerospace engineering at Amity Institute of Space Science and Technology. With nearly 4 decades of expertise, his legacy continues to inspire the next generation of engineers and scientists.
I now request Shri Ashok Kumar Verma sir to please join us onto the stage, and also requesting Dr. Deependran B., Deputy Director of Solid Propulsion Research NTT and Project Director, to please accompany our guest onto the stage. Welcome, sir. Welcome. And now over to the next aerodynamicist, please.
Professor K. Sudhakar, an aerospace engineer, has had a remarkable career in both industry and academia. He completed his B.Tech and M.Tech in aeronautical engineering from IIT Madras, followed by a PhD in aerospace engineering from IIT Bombay. He served at the Aircraft Design Bureau of HAL for 12 years and the Department of Aerospace Engineering at IIT Bombay for 30 years, where he was involved in R&D works like non-linear flight dynamics, aerodynamic analysis of 3D wing bodies, and aero-servo elasticity design. Notably, he served as the head of the Center of Excellence for Aerospace Systems Design and Engineering and as chairman of the Institute of Strategy and Planning Committee in IIT Bombay.
All right. I request Professor K. Sudhakar sir to please join us onto the stage. Also requesting Dr. Pankaj sir to please accompany our guest onto the stage. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much. Over to the next aerodynamicist.
Dr. Swaminathan S. is a distinguished aerospace engineer who completed his B.Tech in Aeronautical Engineering from IIT Madras and PhD in Aerospace Engineering from Virginia Tech. He is a pioneering force, dedicating an extraordinary 37 years to ISRO. Joining in 1973, he began his illustrious career in the Propulsion Division of Space Science and Technology Center. A true visionary, Dr. Swaminathan's technological breakthrough work in flush air data system, FADS, played a pivotal role in reusable launch vehicle technology demonstrator. He was the chairman of a study team for bringing out a report on the feasibility of a 2-stage orbit reusable launch vehicle. Over the years, he held various key positions like Associate Project Director, Group Director, and Acting Deputy Director. Even after retiring in 2010, his legacy continues to inspire future generations of engineers and space scientists.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor and requesting Dr. Swaminathan S. to please join us on stage along with Mrs. Radha N. Group Director to please accompany our guest onto the stage. Welcome. Welcome, sir. Over to the next aerodynamicist.
Sri Thomas Babu, who joined ISRO in 1973, had a remarkable career spanning over 4 decades with a strong focus on computational fluid dynamics. His expertise in CFD, when combined with his keen interest in computers and computing, led to him being a key figure in the development of Paras 3D, a cutting-edge software for aerodynamic analysis and Saga computing facility, which was a GPU, CPU-based system. While his key contributions to the development of the aforesaid software were significant, a personal milestone for Sri Thomas Babu was the successful interfacing of Paras 3D with CAD geometry, making it easier to port complex geometries for simulations. Today, he remains active in the tech community, contributing to open source projects where his passion for computing continues to influence and inspire.
Yes, requesting the very respected Sri Thomas Babu sir to please join us on the stage along with Dr. Ashok V. Chairman LOC. Please sir, welcome. All right, it is now my esteemed privilege to invite our esteemed chief guest, Dr. S. Somanath, Secretary of the Department of Space and Chairman of ISRO, to honor the distinguished aerodynamicist. Please, sir, welcome. And I request Sri Ashok Kumar Verma, sir. And I request Sri Ashok Kumar Verma, sir, to kindly accept our felicitation. A token of love from the entire team of Sarod 2024. Sir, please be seated on the dais. Yeah. I now request the very respected Professor K. Sudhakar, sir, to kindly accept our felicitation. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Requesting, please be seated. Requesting Dr. Swaminathan S. to please accept our felicitation. Thank you so much. Last but not the least, requesting Sri Thomas Babu sir to kindly accept this token of love from our team. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And I request Chairman ISRO and all the esteemed aerodynamicists to please get back to your seats. Thank you so much. Your contributions are truly magical. Please. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have the pleasant job of felicitation our industrial partners of a 1.2 meter trisonic wind tunnel and project team. Over to the video.
ISRO has built Bharat's first 1.2-meter trisonic wind tunnel with ejector and jets. The trisonic wind tunnel produces a controlled uniform flow over scaled models of rockets and aircrafts in order to evaluate their aerodynamic characteristics and develop their designs. This tunnel with a test section size of 1.2 meter can generate speeds that are subsonic at liftoff, transonic as it crosses the speed of sound, and supersonic up to 4 times the speed of sound. The high pressure system supplies air at 20 times the atmospheric pressure. A unique and first of its kind low turbulence pressure regulating valve of 2 meter diameter controls the airflow of 1480 kilograms per second. The model placed in the supersonic or transonic test section can be tested at various angles. ISRO navigated through several challenges in design, fabrication, logistics, and utilized advanced materials and adopted novel manufacturing methods that were first of their kind in the country. Towards fulfilling the aspirations of Atmanirbhar Bharat, realization of this mammoth engineering infrastructure has been strategized to the advantage of Indian industries. The tunnel has been fully conceived by ISRO and executed by Tata Projects. The tunnel is first of its kind in India, with continuous variation of transonic Mach number, ejectors that enable to have rocket jets, and testing of supersonic parachutes and retro-propulsion. The trisonic wind tunnel will give self-reliance for the design of upcoming next-generation launch vehicle projects of various space industries of India, low-cost access to space, upcoming space missions to Venus, Mars, and beyond for the next 5 decades and more.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to celebrate excellence at Sarod 2024, we now turn our attention to a truly remarkable moment, the achievement, the felicitation of the 1.2-meter trisonic wind tunnel, industrial partners and project team. This project stands as a testament to the power of collaboration between government organizations, industrial leaders, and international experts working together to bring groundbreaking infrastructure to the national aerospace community. We wish to acknowledge the tremendous contributions of industrial partners who have worked with ISRO in realizing the tunnel and thank them for their persistent, understanding, and dedicated efforts. It is now my great honor to invite our esteemed chief guest, Dr. S. Somanath Sir, Secretary of the Department of Space and Chairman ISRO, to honor our industrial partners. Welcome, sir. Moving on, first let me have on stage Tata Projects Limited. I welcome Shri Yogesh Gadge, Project Director, and Shri Ramesh Ramachandran, Regional Construction Manager of Tata Projects Limited, who is the primary contractor responsible for the design, fabrication, construction, installation, and commissioning of the entire trisonic wind tunnel. Can we have a big round of applause, everyone? And now, welcoming ILO's Engineering Corporation, Shri Mike Dorion, Chief Executive Officer of ILO's Engineering Corporation, who is the main aerodynamic, mechanical, and controls designer of the wind tunnel system, as well as the commissioning agency of wind tunnel. So, okay, please sir, welcome. I welcome Shri N.P. Sukumar, Managing Director of Acoustics India Private Limited, who is the fabricator of the pressure regulating valve, diffuser systems and acoustic baffles. A very big round of applause, everyone. Please, sir, welcome. Thank you so much. Now I welcome Shri Shashank Shekhar Jha, Chief Executive Officer of Arts and Engineering Limited, who fabricated and installed the air storage vessels and plenum suction pipeline. Can we have a big round of applause? Now it's time for me to welcome Shri Kunal Nidavolu, Director of DMAC Technologies Private Limited. They carried out the end-to-end mechanical integration and alignment of the wind tunnel. A big round of applause to DMAC Technologies Private Limited. Now I welcome Shri Lakshmanan G, Managing Director of Hydrocare Fluid Power Systems, who designed, supplied, installed and operationalized the 7 hydraulic systems and the pneumatic system of the wind tunnel. Please, sir, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, now I welcome Shri P. Rajendra Kotaria, Managing Director of Optics and Allied Engineering Private Limited. They supplied and installed the Schillering system for flow visualization and test section. Please, sir, welcome. Welcoming Shri P. Rajendra Kotaria. Over to the next one, with lots of love, welcoming Shri Venugopal Jandhalaya, Senior Manager, Business Development of Pinaka Aerospace Solutions. They delivered and assembled the data acquisition systems to cater different types of wind tunnel measurements. A big round of applause to Pinaka Aerospace Solutions. Last but not the least, let me have on stage Shri Chirag C. Doshi, Managing Director and CEO of Walchandnagar Industries Limited, along with Mr. Dheeraj Keshkar, who fabricated various subsystems like settling chamber, flexible nozzle, Tansonic test section, model card and ejector pipeline. A very big round of applause to everyone who's here with me on stage. Let's take a group picture and cherish this moment forever. So one moment for that. This is not yet over. We have the very wonderful project team. Let's now take a moment to honor and felicitate the team behind this mammoth project. And I request all the dignitaries look even more handsome with a smile on your face. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And Somnath, sir, please. Somnath, sir, requesting you to kindly stay back here. Now it's time to honor and felicitate the team. Please join me in celebrating their exceptional contributions and unwavering commitment. Let me invite the captain of the team, Dr. B. Deependran PD, Trisonic Wind Tunnel Project, and DD SPRE, along with his team. The entire team we are welcoming here onto the stage. welcoming the wonderful project team behind this success. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Now, let's take a break to all the formal session. I know it's been a little long time that we have all been listening to the talks and sessions. It's now time for all of you to experience the vibrant and soulful rhythm of traditional Indian drums, a captivating performance that embodies the spirit of India's rich cultural heritage. The beating of these drums has long been a symbol of energy, celebration, and unity. I'm sure that you'll breathe fresh energy. It will give fresh energy to you also. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy as we welcome the Indian traditional drums onto the stage. Can we have a big round of applause, everyone?
विहित पद्मावती पुरुमुरारे
Yes, that was amazing. So can we have a thunderous, vibrant, another big round of applause for all these talented drummers over here? Thank you. Thank you so very much. And it's now time for an exciting, a very significant moment in Sarod 2024. The release of conference proceedings, which captures all the full-length papers, which is the wealth of knowledge and research outcomes selected to present in this symposium. Ladies and gentlemen, with all the love in this room, can I have on stage an expert of launch vehicle integration, production and mechanism. Ladies and gentlemen, let me have on stage Shri M. Mohan sir, Director, Projects, VSSC. Please sir, welcome. And yes, that's the release. Over to you, sir.
Good evening. Respected chairman, directors, senior officials from all organizations, delegates. Thank you for this opportunity for releasing the proceedings. It's quite a heavy book. Normally, everybody gives a CD nowadays. So it's nice to see the hard copy, fresh hard copy in our hands. I think it will be really useful for the aerodynamic community. As mentioned, I'm not an expert in aerodynamics or aerospace activity, but destiny had it that many of us were drawn into this activity and get interfacing and interacting in this activity, especially during my days in GSLV project in 2010. Almost same December, we had a anomaly and a launch failure of GSLV F-06, which was primarily attributed to the failure of a particular part in the cryogenic stage, of course, imported cryogenic stage. And when we went deeper and deeper into the failure analysis, we found that it was basically an aerodynamic problem. And there was a shroud which failed due to a pressure difference and also, of course, due to the unsteady pressure effects and all those things. But it was not concluded completely as an aerodynamic problem, but that was one of the reasons by which we started redoing the entire wind tunnel testing and CFD, and also started even implementing very small protrusions in the CFD model as well as even the wind tunnel model and testing. So this took almost a few years to complete, not only in India, but in Russia also the test was completed, including the aeroelastic test and the various wind tunnel test and CFD simulations. That was one of the experience which we came out of it, and then had finally a successful launch on January 5, 2014. But that was another occasion where we had another problem, but not exactly an aerodynamic problem, but it was an aerothermal problem where we found the insulation of the cryo stage coming off, the coating coming off and peeling off during the launch, which was observed by the high-speed camera. And again, this was another aerodynamic problem which the aerodynamic community of VSSC brought in. Of course, Dr. Dibendran, Ashok, and Dr. Ashok and team did a lot of simulations and tests to prove what exactly was the reason for that puff insulation and that coating to come off. And that was one of the other opportunities which gave me an opportunity to be part of this team and come out successful in the subsequent missions, wherein we, in fact, the same thing was implemented in the GSLV MR3 mission also after GSLV. And now my present responsibility of a lot of projects like RLV, air breathing propulsion, advanced technology vehicle program, and the test vehicle program, as well as the a mission for the airdrop test of the crew module of Gaganyaan. So, and also the vertical takeoff and the vertical landing experiment. So many projects I'm coordinating now. For all of them, the primary activity is the aerodynamics and the aerodynamic parameters, and which will lead into the entire control and guidance activity, as well as the first experiment of the larger scale of RLV, which we call as ORV, which is going to have the experiment of landing experiment next year, last quarter. So the aerodynamic activity and the loads and the other inputs are going on, and the shaping is taking place. So I am hopeful that this deliberations by this community of aerodynamic specialists will come out with more and more faster input and output, which can bring results and further information to the control team as well as guidance team, and also have more confidence when we go for the launches. Thank you very much. Wish the Sarod team all the very best. Thank you.
Sure. So, requesting you to please stay back because we would love to present a token of a memento, and for that, requesting Dr. B. Deebendran Sir, alternate chairman LOC, to present this memento to the very respected Sri M. Mohan Sir, Director Projects, VSSC. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It is now time to inaugurate a key highlight of Sarod 2024, the exhibition showcasing cutting-edge advancements, innovative technologies, and groundbreaking research in the field of aerospace. This exhibition serves as a platform to inspire, collaborate, foster innovation, and provide a glimpse into the future of aerospace and engineering. For that, I would love to have on stage an expert who is an expert in high altitude testing of rockets and spacecraft engines, and also he is an expert in developing and assembling and integrating liquid and cryogenic engines. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Sri Asir Pakyarat Sir, Director of the ISRO Propulsion Complex, for the inauguration of exhibition and later the address. Please, sir. A very big round of applause, everyone. Thank you so much, sir, and over to you.
Respected Chairman ISRO, Secretary OS, beloved Dr. Somnath sir, the directors of ISRO centers, the representatives from other government departments, Director IIST, the representatives from delegates from the academy, industries, and the seniors who have been felicitated for their contribution in the field of aerodynamics by Chairman ISRO, all the delegates, the students, the organizers, and all the volunteers. Very good evening to all of you. Normally to speak in front of seniors, you will be having a lot of vibration on your lower jaw touching the upper. But today, Sarod symbolically made this hall so chill with heavy, very nice air-conditioned blow of air on us. So I was shaping myself how to minimize my heat loss from the body by shaping myself aerodynamically all these 2 hours. But then when I was looking at these Indian musicians, they came without any insulation. But then the mission duration was very less. For me, it was about 2 hours plus. For them, it was only 5 minutes. So they were able to manage. Fine, now I bring greetings to you all from the ISRO Propulsion Complex, Mahendragiri, where we have a lot of application of the aerodynamic and the aerothermal effects. To begin with, we had the high altitude testing of the spacecraft engines and then the PS4 engine, where we have the aerodynamic pump, the diffuser ejector system to pump away the exhaust from the engine in the dynamics for about hundreds of seconds, especially when it comes to the liquid apogee motor of the spacecraft and the PS4 engine. It runs to hundreds of seconds. And then we had the opportunity of testing the scramjet engine. And we also were a part of the fuel feed system for the dual mode ramjet engine, which was flown. And then recently we had a very interesting testing of the high altitude engine under the sea level condition by protecting the engine from the flow separation by balancing using the spray of water and nitrogen to see at the plane of flow separation The pressure balancing was done by the flow of water and nitrogen from outside. Thereby, we avoided the testing of the high altitude nozzle in the vacuum simulated condition. So this was a great effort done by the team. Thanks to the good aerodynamic system support from all the centers of ISRO. At this point of time, I also greet the Sarod team for their nice gesture to felicitate the stalwarts who have contributed. And it was a very nice show of seeing the trisonic wind tunnel with the people who have done it and the project team. And I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to be here with you, to enjoy this and to share this thought from my end. And this field certainly is going to take us to greater heights when we are looking for the Vision to 2047, which has been charted by the ISRO top management led by the Chairman ISRO. And I'm sure this Sarod 2024, the 3 days of technical feast here will throw more light into the preparatory activities of these missions in future and take us to greater heights. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. And requesting sir to please stay back just for a moment. And also requesting Dr. Ashok V, sir, Chairman LOC, to present a token of love to the very respected Sri Asir Pakiraj, sir, Director IPRC. Can we have a big round of applause? Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for me to invite an astrophysicist specializing in solar physics and space weather, who's also an expert in the theoretical and numerical modeling of data using space instruments. His contributions to the academic and scientific community have left an indelible mark on the progress of aerospace and space technology. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Professor Deepankar Banerjee, Director IIST, for the felicitation.
Good evening. On behalf of the organizers, being part of one of the organizing institution, I welcome you again. Beloved Chairman, Unnikishan sir, my nearest neighbor, Narayan sir, and other colleagues from ISRO centers, the senior colleagues and friends. It's a really pleasure for me, and as you heard, I'm an astrophysicist, so 99.9% of the universe is actually in the plasma state. And to solve that, you need, again, CFD. But our life is slightly more complicated. Apart from the fluid dynamics equations, we have to also solve the electrodynamic equations. So the field which I work with is called magnetohydrodynamics. We try to simplify the plasma and solve the similar equation. So it's essentially, again, the CFD, which is applied for our near-Earth space environment as well. I will just tell you a little story. I don't know how many of you are aware that SpaceX launch was there any recent past, and they lost 37 satellites. It's just that the aerodynamic drag force, they did not include in the appropriate way in solving their flight trajectory. So the aircrafts never reached 400 or 500 kilometers. They could reach only 200, 300 kilometers because there was a space weather condition. There was a flare in the sun which affected the near-Earth environment, and that eventually changed the density profile in our environment, which effectively changed the aero drag. So it's very interesting. I'm very fortunate now. I feel that coming to this institute where there is again a huge opportunity. You see, it's just not the engineering students. There are science faculties as well. And I think this is very, very unique in India. And we are very fortunate to have such an institute from Department of Space, where there is a real mixture of pure sciences. There is physics department, maths department, chemistry department, and also space engineering, avionics, and so on. And we all solve similar kind of fluid equations again. So this interdisciplinary nature of research and studies is so important. And this is, I think, the Sarod is again a very good platform or forum for, exploring this kind of futuristic, problem-solving approach. Because at the end of the day, I think applications and the fundamentals have to go hand in hand. And these are ideal opportunity moment, and we have reached that stage of, I think, maturity where we need to talk to each other, we need to work together. So I'm very happy that, such a great forum has been established here. So I wish all the best to all the participants here. And we do have this institute very close to this beautiful beach side. So if you find time in coming days, so we'll be very happy to welcome you in our campus in IIST. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you, sir. And requesting to please stay back. And also requesting Dr. B. Dibendran, sir, alternate chairman, LOC, to present this token of love on behalf of Sarod 2024 to Professor Deepankar Banerjee, Director, IIST. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Please get back to your seat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for me to invite a very special person who is an Indian missile scientist and a former director of Defense Research and Development Laboratory, the largest of the Defense Research and Development Organization laboratories in India, known for his contributions to Indian defense program. He was honored by the Government of India in 2015 with Padma Shri, the fourth highest Indian civilian award. He was the Vice Chancellor of Defense Institute of Advanced Technology from 2011 to 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, with all the respect and love, please join me in welcoming Dr. Prahlada Ramarao, Chairman of TAAI, for the felicitation. Welcome, sir.
I have many things to say, but there's no time. So I want to thank all the participant delegates for this wonderful program of Sarod. But I want to tell one thing, say I'm a missile scientist, that's what she read. So my 3 parameters of missile is speed, agility, accuracy. So I see Somnath, chairman of ISRO, having all the 3 characteristics: speed, agility, and accuracy. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Requesting sir to please stay back. That was indeed a very short yet powerful speech, I should say. Requesting Dr. B. Dibendran, sir, to please hand over the token of love. A very big round of applause, everyone. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Please get back to your seat. As we near the conclusion of this remarkable gathering, it is time to express our gratitude to everyone, to each and everyone who made Sarod 2024 a grand success. To deliver the vote of thanks, I'm pleased to invite Dr. B. Dibendran, sir, alternate chairman of Local Organizing Committee and Deputy Director of Solid Propulsion Research Entity. Can we have a big round of applause?
A very warm good evening to our beloved chairman, beloved and respected chairman, beloved center directors, aerodynamists, eminent speakers, leaders from the industry, industrial partners, distinguished delegates, and my friends and colleagues. A very good evening to all of you. It is my pleasant task of proposing the vote of thanks. We have only come to the start of the conference. It is just the beginning, and there are a lot of events to follow today and the next 2 days to go. But to say that we are honored and overwhelmed with the gracious presence of Chairman ISRO and Center Directors. Their presence has just again emphasized the importance of aerodynamics that is being done in the center, in VSSC and ISRO specifically. We overwhelmingly thank Dr. S. Somnath, Chairman ISRO and Secretary Department of Space. the amount of effort he has taken to be part of us here is enormous. His gesture is very touching, and we thank him profusely, sir. In the very same way, the time taken by our center directors and the guidance and encouragement is very important in the success of this conference. I thank our director, Dr. Unnikishan sir, LPSC director, Dr. V. Narayanan sir, SDSC SHAR director, Rajarajan sir, and in fact, he specially came for this 2-hour event, in fact, here. And IPRC director, Dr. Asir Pakiraj, and our own director, projects, Sri M. Mohan. We thank you from the heart and deeply appreciate your gesture and time spent for us, for our community here. Thanks are also due to all the delegates for the effort in planning and traveling to be here today, all of us. I thank our eminent aerodynamists who have come all the way here, Dr. A.K. Verma, Professor Sudhakar, Dr. S. Swaminathan, and Sri Thomas Babu. In fact, they have come with their better halves also. Thanks a lot for us. We are very glad you could come and receive the award and be with us here today. Thanks to our Trisonic industrial partners of ISRO, together we could embark on a new project soon and hope we can come together on another day. Special thanks to ILOS Engineering Corporation Canada for having traveled all the way from the other part of the globe and reached here. We appreciate a lot your efforts. Special thanks to our sponsors. This time, Sarod is one of the highest budget with the largest number of sponsors. You could see all of them here. We could do all this because of your support. Thanks a lot for you. We also thank the Hotel Uday Samudra, its management for the active support. And thanks to Praso Events and team for the audio, video, and lighting supports. And special thanks to our own TDMG team, group, guest house, PRO, and medical team for the support. The various committees of Sarod has worked very tirelessly in the specifically last 2 to 3 weeks. The event was possible due to your hard work only. I just want to mention the chairman and the team members, Dr. Sundar, Dr. Lakshmi, Dr. Srimati Radha, Dr. Pankaj, Dr. Praveen, Ravindra Babu, and all our team members. And above all these individuals, there was 2 central core members who have worked tirelessly without coming into the limelight. And that is the secretary, Sri Anup, and my own secretary, Sri Balu. And the amount of time they have taken, they have. And thank you all for this good day evening.
Thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful note of gratitude. Now it's time for us to pay homage to our motherland. So requesting all the dignitaries and everyone to please raise for the national anthem.
पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे